We're over at Eurogamer next for a really interesting story here where it has been revealed that Sony has patented an AI gaming ghost that will play PlayStation games for you when you get stuck. Yes, we're not daydreaming. This is actually happening. Whether they roll this out or not will be a different thing altogether. However, the patent describes, mode switching, which would, be for 4 different options for users to be able to choose from. These are story mode, combat mode, exploration mode, and full game mode. Players are able to do research for the game or even look it up prior to gameplays on internet sites, but this process is time consuming and may not be relevant to tasks and scenarios being encountered by the player. Which means then you can turn on this AI ghost and it will play the game for you. This is really interesting because there's so much discussion just now about AI in general in society, people's positive views on it and negative views. It clearly does have some applications for, the world at large, but it does seem that companies are just ramming it absolutely everywhere they can. And it's a bit of a gimmick, and there's just so much AI slop in general in the world right now that a lot of people are getting turned off by it and saying, I see AI there, I'm out. Personally, for me, one thing I really want to move away from is my whole setup here just now. It's Microsoft Windows. But the past year or two, like Windows 11 has just got so bad. Every update, it is Microsoft ramming some other AI Copilot garbage into the PC, which I just do not want. The stability has just got worse and worse. It's always crashing when I'm trying to make content and do stuff. So I want to switch away from that and move to either Mac fully or Linux. So we'll see how that goes. But with regards to this for gaming, I don't know whether people would really like this or would really not be like this, because I guess gaming as a hobby or a pastime, it's different from movies in terms of that it is interactive. You partake in it. You don't just sit there. I just wonder if there's a bigger implication though. They say here, the ghost could assist players when players get stuck. I think games are getting watered down and watered down and watered down. It's like one of the benefits of gaming is it's good for your brain. You're trying to work things out. You will build up different neural pathways by trying and failing, and then you'll eventually crack it and you'll get through. We did discuss this on the podcast recently in terms of older games which were much more difficult and way less hand holding versus newer games which are much easier to play in general. Some of them are, and microtransactions and just game design in general. So that was really interesting how that supposedly is impacting gamers' brains. Whereas a lot of the new games, it's just constant dopamine hits, whereas previously it was like patience, problem solving, sticking to the task until you actually progressed. So it's interesting to see what this might do if then the next step of this kind of watering down of some games might be that, hey, you can buy our game for $70 or £70, but you know what? You don't even need to play it. The game will play itself. I don't know. I do see some applications where this could work, if a person wasn't well or wasn't able to actually play the game themselves. I get it. That makes sense. I just wonder if there would be a lot of people, though, that would just take advantage of this when they really didn't need it. I mean, think about when a new game launches and then right away some random YouTube channel uploads full 4K 60 gameplay, full playthrough, no commentary. Literally, hours after the game launches, we will just get tons of that with this. Maybe reporters might like it, actually. I could, as well, reviewers, like you want a reviewer to have played the game, because playing a game versus watching a game is a different feel. You get a different attachment to the game. I could see a lot of reviewers just using this AI to play through the game, and they'll just sit there and take notes and then write the review on that, or get their AI to write the review. I don't know. This is a weird one, and I really wasn't sure about it. So that is why I put this all of you in our Gaming Coffee Club question of the week, which I made a mess of and posted the same question twice. But don't worry, we'll go over both the replies. Let's talk about that right now. So I asked you all in our Gaming Coffee Club question of the week. Sony has patented an AI gaming ghost that can play games for you when you get stuck. Is this something you'd want in modern games, or does it go too far? And as usual, vote in the poll and leave your comments down below for your chance to feature in the podcast. And keep your eyes peeled for next week's question, which I'll be posting in a couple of days on the Pure PSX posts feed. And you might feature in next week's podcast. But what did you say about this? So we got on this first post, I posted this twice, as I said, we'll do both. So it got 128 votes, with 23% saying you're into it and 77% saying it goes too far. I'm surprised, that's quite a lot. That's nearly a quarter of you. And then the other poll, which got 125 votes, had even more saying they're into it, with 29%, sorry, saying they're into it, and 71% saying it goes too far. So let's look at some of the comments. And we've got Sarnuth here saying, I can think of many reasons why this is okay. If it's an option, younger children, people with disabilities, etc. If it's completely optional, then I don't see a reason why not. Need more info though, but at face value, it seems all right. I guess I agree with that. That sounds fair. Can't argue with that at all. Then we've got here Raka saying, buy the console, buy the game, and buy the subscription for an AI that plays the damn thing. Win-win. Can't argue with that as well. I agree. We've got Angela Chavez here saying, I don't want AI playing games for me while I watch. I want to play the games myself, not watch AI play it for me. I don't want this option, or they make the AI option available if you want to use it. If not, you should not be able to leave the AI option turned off. Again, I agree. If it's an option where you can turn it on and off, disable it, I don't think people will be too bothered with this. We've got RTL Necro here saying, what's wrong with an easy mode? This seems completely unnecessary and you're basically just watching someone else play the game. Not for me at all. Yes, yeah, easy mode. Some games also have a mode which is even easier than story mode, and it's just easier than easy mode. It is basically a story mode where you just cannot die. You will still play the game, but you will take hits, but you'll take no damage. So that's also an option. We've got here, why even bother? Just hop on YouTube and watch a how-to from beginning to finish. We've got Matt there, dives onto YouTube when he gets stuck, which I think a lot of us do. It's kind of the go-to. I've noticed, keep getting these PlayStation notifications saying, help is available for this game. I've never actually clicked on it, and I think that just shows you like a video clip of what to do. But yeah, we've got, it's just Henry Heck here. Couldn't even say that there. I don't really care. Obviously, some trophies should be disabled if you use this, and obviously journalists are going to use it to finish and review more games. I wouldn't use it myself though. Really good point there. And a big question for you all. If you do use the AI to play the game, should some trophies be disabled? Because technically you're not playing it. That is a really good question. Nice one, Henry. I'm intrigued to see what you all think about this. So let me know in the comments about that. But I totally agree. Journalists will use this to churn out reviews big time without actually playing games. And then the second post, which I accidentally duplicated, YouTube is funny this way. I thought it froze, so I posted it again. And it obviously hadn't, it posted. So we've got here, we've got Paul Willoughby saying, I'm a middle-aged gamer who gets stuck in games many times, having to give up before scratching the surface. An AI helper would help me experience parts of games I would otherwise never reach. If you don't need it, don't use it, but allow those of us who don't have the gaming skills we used to have when younger miss out. Totally fair, I agree with that as well. That's a good point. I get that too. I play a lot of the really big, longer story games. I will happily play them on easy mode as well, because I do not have the time to grind a game. Like, so busy with like family, doing YouTube, working out. I can't literally be stuck on some bit for multiple hours. So I totally get this. I feel what you're saying, Paul. So yep, fair play. Kaluya is saying, if it's an option, it doesn't hurt anybody. You don't like it, then don't use it. We were all kids at one time and never finished a game because we would get stuck. They don't use AI. People will just use internet. Same thing. It is the same thing. I guess for me, the thing that is different just in general now is remember back in the day when you got stuck in a game and there was more of a social connection sometimes, possibly. Whereas I remember like waiting for one of my friends or, family or something to help me and they would show me how to do it or they would complete the bit I was stuck at, or patience, waiting for your video game magazine to drop, which would hopefully have a guide or a review or something. Whereas nowadays we've just got that instant accessibility to everything. So like, I know for us this is fine, we're like adults and stuff like that, but I'm thinking like younger kids, is this teaching them good behaviors for the way of the world? Just like they want things instantly now, no challenge, no resistance. I went through it, boom, click that button, I'm done. Same way I want this game, buy it digitally, boom, it's there instantly. There's no patience anymore, which I think is an important skill for people to have. I might just be a dinosaur, but that's what I'm here for, to give you my dinosaur views. We've got Strixus here saying, I'm on the fence. On the one hand, the idea of having an in-game ghost to follow when I have to look up a guide. I try not to, but my game time is limited. Bam, we're all the same. Everybody does that. Sounds love of neat, kind of neat, I think they mean. On the other hand, I tell my kids that they have to figure out their game puzzles instead of me doing it for them, so I kind of feel like a hypocrite. I get it, I know what you mean. Plus, a lot of modern games throw hints after a full 2 seconds of not solving it, which really annoys me. That was what we were talking about with games really like holding people's hand these days. I wouldn't really want it to literally do it for me, Kelly Woodward says, but having an avatar appear to show me a tutorial of it being done wouldn't be horrible in my opinion. That reminds me of in Titanfall 2, amazing game, loved it. There used to be like an avatar that would show you how to do the wall running and stuff, and it would do it, and then you would do it. That's quite cool. I like that idea. Of course, as long as you could fully disable the function when wanted. I think everyone's view is kind of like, yeah, cool, not too fast, as long as you can turn it on or off. The big question for me now, which I think needs to be answered, which Henry called out here, and I think is really interesting. So it seems like people are like, cool, whatever, suit yourself. However, if you do use the AI to play the game for you, should you still get the rewards of the trophies? That's what I want to know from you all now. Sound off in the comments, people. And keep it civilized because this is a really good, really interesting discussion. Nothing but positive vibes here.